I'm back on the trail. It's been a little while, but I'm on a different kind of trail today. I'm on a backpacking, wait, no, I'm on a bike packing trip. I loaded up my bike with a bunch of camping crap, and I'm sure I'm gonna make a ton of mistakes. Stick around. Thanks for coming along on this first bike packing adventure. Hi friends, Rob Felton here. Just like I said in the intro, bike packing trip. I've been researching bikes and bike packing, other ways to get on trail, and this is it. So I spent a lot of time, some money to get a bike packing setup. A lot of this is trial and error. This is my first trip. I'm doing 50 miles out, camping 50 miles back along the Liuceline Regional Trail. It's a trail that starts pretty much in Minneapolis and rides west for quite a ways, but we'll see how this feels. This trail, some of it is paved, most of it is crushed limestone, very flat, very fast. When you're in the metro sections, which I am now, super popular. Lots of runners, joggers, cyclers like myself. No one carrying camping gear, obviously. You know, just people going for walks. And it's like right in the backyards, you know, of a lot of neighborhoods. It's a fast, cruisy trail, and I'm digging it. Temperature is going to be about 70 degrees today. Tomorrow a little warmer. I'm glad I'm doing this because it's been a little while since I've actually been on any kind of trail or anything, because work has been killing me. But for those of you who subscribe to my channel and watch all my shenanigans, thank you. That's just awesome. Hey, golf course. Here's a quick little overview of the trail. I started in Plymouth, right there. And I've made it to right about there. And I'm going right there. And there's a campsite right on the river where I'll be chilling for the night. All right, so it's about 20 miles, and I just rewatched my first clip. I just been videoing, haven't rewatched anything, and I realized my helmet was backwards for 20 miles. And I'm passing tons and tons of people, and they're all waving at me, smiling. I thought they were nice. No, they're just looking at me like I'm a moron, because I am. So, the helmet's not backwards anymore. Wow. This is my life. The basics, for those of you who are kind of gear nuts and gearheads, my bike. 2020 Specialized Diverge in a size 54. It is the Comp E5 version. What does that mean? That means it's the top aluminum version just before you get to their base carbon version. And the bike is stock. I haven't done anything to it. A 1x11 drivetrain, 38mm Pathfinder tires. And for a trail like this, the 38mm is really nice. I got the PSI at 70. Max is 80. If this was all paved, I'd do 80 PSI. But I threw 70 in there just to give it a little give. You know, I mean, it's still gravel, but whatever. But the bike has been really good. Solid. Haven't done anything to it. Haven't even had it tuned up yet. I maybe have, I don't know, a few hundred miles on it. And then this is my biggest ride on it so far. Obviously 50 today, 50 tomorrow. And this trail, like I said, it's flat. A lot of people give crap to flat trails. I like it. I can just cruise, you know? Like there's no, oh, let's go hands-free. Whoa, there's no, I don't gotta worry about it. I can just ride. Look at the scenery. Try not to wreck. Ride around with a backwards helmet, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm riding for you gearheads. I'll leave a link to this specific bike in the description of this video. So if you want to know the specs, it'll be down there. This trail is so well marked. Not only is it flat and it groomed, it seems like, but there are mile markers. Like every mile, sometimes every half mile. You know exactly where you're at. You know, when you're coming up to a road, there's signs of which road or county road it is. There's parking lots in a lot of these places, so there's a lot of places to access this trail. And yeah, it's a fantastic system, very organized, clean. But stuff like this, I geek out over that kind of information, but yeah, I dig it. It is lunchtime. I'm actually just like in the corner of this farmer's field. The trail is just right here. Sorry about the wind noise. But I got a little peanut butter sandwich, some protein balls that I made, and you know, some water. 25 miles in. The thing I notice about biking is you're constantly pedaling, you're constantly moving, and you're burning a lot of calories because you're constantly in motion. And I know backpacking, you know, you're constantly moving as well, but it's, I don't know, it's different. You know, pushing a bike and all your gear as opposed to pushing your body. It's just, I don't know, it's just different. It just seems like it wears on you more. I can feel myself like actually starting to get shaky, whereas when I'm hiking, I don't really get like that. But I need calories, big time. Rolled into downtown Winstead. This is the only bar that's open. And there's actually kind of a lot of people inside. Rolled in, ordered a giant beer, walked my bike up to a tree. I'm sure in this town there's probably no issues with theft or anything like that, but I got a lot of stuff strapped to my bike that I would rather not see gone. And my bike is secure because it's locked up, but all my bags and I got my Crocs hanging off the back, right? You know someone wants to steal those Crocs. Shit. Hello. Yeah, they think I'm weird. About mile 36 or something like that, I ran into a guy named Dean. Older guy, looks like maybe he's retired, and he has a Surly bike and it's got the panniers on it, and I mean, he's loaded up like he's going on like months and months of a trip. So you know, I asked him where he's going, and he said, I'm on the road indefinitely. What? Like he just left like today. And he's like, yeah, I packed my bag and I'm just gonna ride until I don't feel like riding anymore. How crazy awesome is that? And he said he might stop at the same campsite that I'm staying at tonight. So I don't know, maybe I'll buy him a beer or something, you know. But I found a little picnic table here right off the side of the trail and a little shade. I'm gonna eat one of these protein ball things, peanut butter, chocolates, oats, all kinds of stuff, honey. But Dean is just cruising, man. Having a good old time, enjoying life. Hell yeah. Maybe we'll meet him tonight. You wanna trade?
Huh?
You want to trade?
No, I have to work if I had that.
Look at this guy. This guy knows how to do it right here.
This is the way to do it.
Absolutely. I love it.
I got almost 800 miles on this thing already.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Oh, I love it myself. It's a Cadillac.
Yeah. Man, you know, some guys just got it figured out. That's awesome. Just taking a little shade break. Last few miles have been pretty exposed in the sun. And then this tunnel showed up. There's a big county road just above me. Hutchinson, Minnesota is just over there. I'm only a few miles away from camp. It's 3:20. I left at 9:15, so what, 6 hours? Yeah. Stopping, having lunch, chilling, meeting characters. Not worried about time. I'm worried about the trip, the time on the road, the experience of it. What's up, brother? You just jamming along, huh?
What's that?
You just jamming along.
Just hitting it.
Man, you just gotta love this shit, man. You gotta love it. This is home for the night. In my last few videos, some of you have noticed that I've been sleeping in a tent rather than my hammock. Why am I doing that? Mainly because as I start bike packing for the summer, a lot of the sites I go to don't have trees, you know, for hammocks. So I want to be sure I got my tent system dialed in for these kinds of trips. And you know, so I just had to do that. I know I have my hammock system dialed in. I mean, I know that. Now I got to make sure the tent is good to go. So that's why, if you were wondering, that's why I've been in a tent the last 2 or 3 trips. Just to make sure it's good to go. That camp pretty much set up. Brought the REI SL1 on this trip, like I mentioned before. I don't know if I'm going to do the rain cover tonight or not. It's supposed to be super nice out, but we'll see what happens. As far as my bike goes, so I lied. It's not quite stock. Some of the things that I did change, one of them was right in the beginning. I got different pedals. These are the PD EH500s from Shimano. You can use them as flat pedals on one side, or you can clip in on the other. So they're kind of universal. If you just want to put on regular shoes, you can just use the flat side, which is nice. And then yesterday, literally last night, I installed a new saddle. This is the Brooks C17 Cambium. It's their new rubber version. A lot of flex. The wisdom in putting on a new saddle and riding 50 miles was not there. However, it worked fine, worked great. This is a kick-ass saddle, and I'm glad I got it. Other than that, the bike is stock. So as I was kind of closing the gap into Hutchinson here, ran into Dean, the guy who's just kind of touring all over the place. He says he's going to head towards Montana. How far he'll get, I'm not sure, but he's right back there sitting up his tent. I told him he could just stay at my site. It's no big deal. Nice guy. Got a lot of gear. His setup is pretty cool. I'm not sure how much it weighs, but there's a lot of stuff over there. I'll give you a little tour in a minute. But it's about 5:30. I'm gonna go hit the pizza place here in just a little bit and fill my belly. And I think I'm gonna hit the hay kind of early tonight because I want to get an early jump tomorrow because it's 50 miles back. So today was a good day. Not as hard as I thought it should have been, but that's why I chose this trail. The bike, amazing. My gear loadout felt fine. My big obnoxious saddlebag, fine. I didn't even notice it back there, but the space is still a premium. There are things that I brought, or that I wish I could have brought and I didn't, like rain gear. I don't have rain gear. So hopefully tomorrow is just as nice of a day. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You paid for that, but if you want to refund, it's just...
Oh, nice. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. 50 miles. Got camp set up just across the highway there. Jimmy's Pizza. They don't have beer. That's all right. A root beer, it is. Oh, hell yeah.
Morning. 6:45. The sun is up. Birds are chirping. I hear rush hour rolling in the background. And I'm dragging. That's all right. I usually have this sense of urgency to pack up and get going. I'm on vacation. I'm just gonna chill for a little bit. Even if I leave at 7:30, I'm still 2 hours. Hell, if I leave at 8, I'm still an hour and a half earlier than yesterday. But I slept really well. Slept like a ton of rocks. The rocks sleep. I don't. Whatever. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna slowly work up the gumption to get up. Slowly.
Well, we're all packed up, eat a little breakfast, and we're geared up and ready to head out. So Dean, I mentioned Dean earlier in this video, but we actually camped here last night. And Dean started yesterday pretty much the same place I did, but he's going a little further than I am. I'm actually going back. Where are you headed today?
Today, Upper Sioux Agency State Park.
Upper
just south Granite Falls.
Okay. And he hopes to get, well, he'll get to the Black Hills, and then from there you're going to decide if you keep going, or you have indefinite plans, you say?
Yeah, I might head north from there, and then cross into South Dakota, and maybe loop back if I want to. Otherwise, I'll just head farther west and see what happens.
That's all right. And he's got his loadout here. He's got the classic pannier set up. He's got a Surly, what model is this?
The Troll.
Surly Troll, and it is decked out. You see bikes like this with wear and tear on it, you know guys like this are actually out there getting it done. And it works. I mean, it's loaded out. He's got a lot of stuff in here.
Too much.
A lot. But hey, I don't think he'll run into a situation he's not prepared for, so.
Well, maybe a grizzly bear.
Maybe a grizzly bear, yeah. It was awesome. If Dean, he doesn't have social media or anything like that, so if you're on the trails out in South Dakota, western Minnesota, and you see Dean in his bright yellow shirt and his yellow and black panniers, be sure to say hi, Dean. But wish you the best of luck. It was good to meet you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for the campsite.
Absolutely. It was a good night.
Yeah.
But now we got to keep on riding. Just left Dean. Stopped at a little gas station over here. I didn't really pack much food, just kind of like snacks and stuff during the day, no meals, because I knew I was going to be in and out of towns pretty much this whole trip. So, got my morning coffee, cheese Danish. Campsite's just right here. gas station's right there. Pizza place from last night is right over there, and it's all like within like 2 blocks here. On the way home, it's more of a steady downhill. There's only like 200 or 300 feet of elevation gain loss. It's like I said, very, very flat. But it's paved from here all the way to Winstead, and then from Winstead to Plymouth, gravel. So it's going to be warmer today as well, pushing 80 degrees. And now I'm riding into the sun, so I'm sure I'll get blasted all day. Well, it's better than it looks. Just about out of Hutchinson. So thanks to Dean for agreeing to come on camera and kind of sharing us his plans. That's really cool. Retired, hop on a bike and go. Right on. But it's 50 miles back the exact way I came, so there's nothing really new or exciting, right? So I'm just gonna truck along. That's 5-6 hours to home and call it a wrap. What have I learned from my first bikepacking trip? A lot, actually. Obviously there's a bike. But some of the things that are the same as far as being out on trail. If you're the first one on trail, you still get spider webs and cobwebs to your face. But as you're moving faster on a bike, you get bugs that hit you. Also animals, you come upon animals a lot faster. I've almost run over like 30 chipmunks. I almost hit a rabbit. I almost hit like 3 kids. Yeah, so there's that. That's kind of different. I've learned that space on the bike is a premium. I know premium in your backpack, or space in your backpack is premium as well. But I need more storage on my bike. There's things that I didn't bring because I just didn't have the room. Like I have no rain gear. I have no food. So I have to rethink that kind of system as well. I do like the fact that when you're biking, you're constantly moving and you're constantly pedaling. Now, the cool part about that is if you stop pedaling, you're still moving. You're still gaining positive distance. You're still gaining ground. Whereas if you're hiking, once you stop, you stop. There is no ground being gained at that point. So I like the fact that you could take a break on a bike and you could still coast and you're still gaining distance. Shoes are a little different. Even though for bikepacking, you could use your hiking shoes and your hiking boots if you really wanted to. Use the flat pedals, which is fine. Clothing is very similar. Fast drying, light, breathable clothing is key. I guess I would think even my wool shirts would work just fine as well. The camping gear is pretty much the same. I'm glad I have my camping systems dialed in, so it worked really well. I did not need a stove on this trip, but I brought a stove because I'm just used to bringing one. I didn't use it at all. Other than that, I mean, camp shoes, I still use camp shoes. That's kind of the difference, and the characters you meet on trail. Whether you're backpacking, you meet some interesting people. When you're biking on trails, you meet some interesting people. But yeah, I like it. I've learned a lot on this trip. This was an easy trip, but I'm glad this is going to be part of my activity repertoire, because in the summertime I don't like to backpack. It's just too hot, it's too buggy. But on a bike, you're zipping along. Bugs can't get to you if you're zipping along, but once you stop, then they can get you. But summer, biking, bikepacking, fall, winter, spring, backpacking. I think that's kind of the new series of events going forward. If you have any tips for me, any comments, any observations on my trip so far, even my loadout, Leave all those questions, comments down in the comment area. I read them all, and I could use some tips because I kind of know what I'm doing, but I kind of don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah. Oh yeah, filming. Filming while riding is a lot harder. When you're backpacking, it's easy. I do a lot of walk-by shots, a lot of, walking to, walking away from the camera, that kind of thing. And that's easy. You just set up your tripod and you walk by and you go get your tripod. No big deal. On a bike, I mean, in addition to constant wind noise, because you're creating your own wind, is, setting the bike down, setting the camera up, riding by or to or from the camera, and then setting your bike down, going back. It's a huge ordeal setting up those kinds of shots for a bike. So most of the shots are done on bike. So the filming is a little different, a little harder in my opinion, but I at least get to capture my experience. Nutrition and hydration. Yes, when you're backpacking, when you're doing any physical activity, bikepacking, you need calories to fuel that fire. I do notice when I'm biking in general, I have a tendency to not think about nutrition, and then all of a sudden I bonk, where all of a sudden I just my hands get shaky, and I'm like, holy moly, I'm pretty much out of calories at that point. Whereas, I don't know if I'm more sensitive to it when I'm backpacking and hiking, but I never have that problem. But on a bike, I just gotta remember to keep eating and keep putting in calories, because, yeah, after a bit, on a bike, you bonk, for sure. Keep snacking throughout the course of the day, keep snacking. I'm in the Winstead grocery store, and they're playing Me So Horny as their music. Whoa. So right next door to the grocery store is the South Fork Barbecue. Ordered a little brisket plate. Gotta have a beer, especially during lunch. Got about 20 miles left, so a couple hours. Again, I'm not in no big hurry, so just gonna enjoy the time back. It's warm. It's much warmer than yesterday, but I'm enjoying every second of it. That was fast.
Yes, there you are.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy.
Awesome little pit stop. A little barbecue, a little beer, a little Me So Horny. Now it's 20 miles. 19. Passed by this little pond, a little lake over here. Bunch of kids fishing. This one kid on the trail with a fishing pole in his hand looks at me and he goes, "Hey man." I'm like, "Hey." You know what he says to me? "I like your Crocs." Yeah, you know what's up. 100 miles, and I feel pretty good. My very first bikepacking trip. It went awesome. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming along. If you have any questions, comments for me, leave those questions and comments down below. I answer all of them. I look at all of them. So be sure, get out on trail, whether it's on a bike, whether it's on foot, just get out there. Thanks for watching. See you on the trail.